10 forgotten UK towns that time left behind. Across the United Kingdom, there are towns that seem suspended in time, places that once thrived with industry, tourism and civic pride, but have since slipped into decline. These are not just fading spots on the map, they're communities grappling with economic hardship, population loss, and crumbling infrastructure. Once vital to Britain's prosperity, they now struggle for attention, funding, and a future. This video, we explore 10 forgotten UK towns that time left behind, not only to understand what went wrong, but to highlight the people, places, and possibilities to bring them back to life. 10. Larne, Northern Ireland. Larne once thrived as a vital ferry link between Northern Ireland and Scotland, supporting a vibrant port economy and bustling town centre. For decades, its maritime trade defined local life, drawing people to its high street and pubs after every ferry arrival. However, the ferry services declined, new trade routes emerged, and investment dried up. Shops shuttered, jobs vanished. Residents often commute or move away altogether. The town, once animated by traffic and trade, now feels emptied of its identity. Public funding hasn't been enough to stop the drift. Still, Larne's location on the scenic Antrim coast gives it lasting appeal. The glens of Antrim and Causeway coastal route are nearby, and the ferry terminal remains in operation. With better tourism planning and investment, Larne could reconnect with its role as a regional gateway. 9. Rochdale, England. Rochdale helped shape Britain's industrial and political past. As a textile titan and birthplace of the cooperative movement, it once inspired global change. Generations worked in its mills, and civic life thrived in its Gothic halls and factory floors. Today, Rochdale faces deep-rooted challenges: poverty, poor health outcomes, high crime, and persistent unemployment. Council-led regeneration plans have had limited impact, and many residents express frustration at a lack of visible progress. The once bustling town centre now struggles with closed shops and vacant lots. Still, Rochdale retains excellent transport links to Manchester and some of the most striking civic buildings in the region. Projects to repurpose historic spaces for creative use are gaining traction, and its legacy of cooperation still taught in local schools remains a source of pride. 8. Thurso, Scotland. Thurso, the UK's northernmost mainland town, once prospered thanks to its fishing industry and Dounreay nuclear plant. This industrial past offered long-term employment, housing, and economic vitality. Families stayed for generations, forming close-knit communities. But as both industries declined, so did opportunities. Job losses led to outmigration, and many services followed. Thurso now struggles with ageing infrastructure, limited local training opportunities, and a lack of connectivity, both digital and transport-related. Still, Thurso's rugged beauty makes it a growing destination along the North Coast 500. Thurso offers world-class surfing, historic ruins, and a loyal tourist base. Small hospitality businesses are slowly increasing in number, and with broadband upgrades underway, Thurso could become a new kind of destination town. 7. Worksop, England. Worksop flourished on coal, timber, and textiles, its people known for tough work and local pride. As the industrial age peaked, so did the town, earning the title Gateway to the Dukeries. But post-industrial decline hit hard. The high street emptied, youth employment dropped, and transport became unreliable. Once self-sufficient, Worksop now relies heavily on nearby urban centres. Even leisure facilities and basic services have been scaled back, eroding quality of life. Still, Worksop lies close to Sherwood Forest and historic sites that attract thousands of tourists annually. Local efforts to restore green spaces and improve town signage are signs that hope hasn't vanished, just dimmed. 6. Accrington, England. Accrington built its name on bricks so tough they supported New York's skyline. Its textiles and heavy industry shaped the local economy and working-class identity. Families stayed close, and town pride ran deep. Now, the picture is stark. Accrington's town centre is pockmarked with empty shop fronts and disrepair. Social mobility is limited, and poverty is persistent. Though a loyal community remains, they often feel forgotten by national policy and regional planning. But there are sparks of revival. Accrington Stanley FC, a source of local pride, continues to inspire pride and unity, and the local market is being redeveloped to attract new vendors. The town's rich heritage is increasingly being embraced through local history initiatives and grassroots campaigns. 5. Redruth, England. Redruth was once the centre of Cornwall's tin mining empire. Miners here helped supply materials that powered the world, and wealth flowed through its high street and stately buildings. But those days are long gone. Redruth is now one of Cornwall's poorest towns, often left behind in the region's booming tourism sector. Young people leave, and local infrastructure struggles to keep up with modern needs. The nearby towns of Truro and Falmouth overshadow it in funding and visibility, yet Redruth has one of the most active artistic communities in Cornwall. Old buildings have been reborn as studios, galleries, and shared workspaces. With its inclusion in the Cornwall and West Devon Mining Landscape World Heritage Site, it has cultural capital to build on. 4. Cumnock, Scotland. Cumnock's fortunes rose with coal. For decades, it was a proud, working-class town where employment was stable and life revolved around the pits. Local life was defined by shared labour and collective purpose. After the closures, the town faced a vacuum. Economic isolation set in. Young people moved away, small businesses closed, and housing quality declined. Public transport is minimal, and access to services like healthcare remains patchy. Still, the town is benefiting from royal attention. King Charles III's backing of Dumfries House nearby has brought heritage-led investment to the region. New housing projects and a community campus offer infrastructure Cumnock hasn't seen in decades. 3. Merthyr Tydfil, Wales. Merthyr Tydfil was once the largest town in Wales, thanks to its iron foundries and coal mines. It symbolised British industrial might. Thousands worked in the mines, while others built locomotives and machinery sent across the empire. But post-industrial decline devastated Merthyr. It faces some of the UK's highest rates of child poverty, poor health, and social immobility. Large-scale investment has failed to address structural issues, and local confidence remains low. However, Merthyr's setting near the Brecon Beacons gives it real tourism potential, and Bike Park Wales attracts thousands of cyclists annually. Also, efforts to promote heritage tourism have gained ground. If supported, Merthyr could transition from extraction to experience-based economy. 2. Dovercourt, England. Once a beloved escape for Londoners, Dovercourt thrived on bucket and spade tourism. Its beach, lighthouse, and pier made it a charming summer retreat through the 20th century. Today, it's quieter, fewer tourists, fewer jobs, and more visible signs of decline. Local services have been cut, and economic stagnation is real. With neighbouring Harwich absorbing most investment, Dovercourt risks being permanently sidelined. But its clean, blue flag beach and restored Victorian promenade remain attractive assets. Recent efforts by local groups to revive events and restore civic pride suggest there's still energy and spirit in this coastal community. 1. Whitehaven, England. Whitehaven once rivalled Liverpool in maritime trade. Its well-planned Georgian town centre and bustling port made it a vital part of Britain's coal and rum economy. People came from across the country to work, trade and live here. But as coal demand collapsed and shipping modernised, Whitehaven was left behind. Its town centre struggles with disuse and unemployment, and public services are underfunded. Many young people leave for Carlisle or beyond. Local voices say promises of investment rarely become reality. Yet Whitehaven's harbour remains a striking visual feature. Maritime festivals, investment in cycle routes, and proximity to the Lake District give it untapped tourism potential if the will exists to invest. These are the 10 forgotten UK towns that time left behind, from fishing ports to coal communities and seaside resorts to industrial hubs. Each once contributed to Britain's greatness. Today, they face a quieter fight, to be seen, heard, and helped. And despite everything, they're not done yet. Community pride, history, and geography remain strong foundations. With the right support, these towns might write a new chapter, not one of decay, but of recovery. From concrete jungles to South Asian marketplaces, Celtic havens to Korean suburbs, these towns prove that Britishness is far from one-size-fits-all. Each place offers a glimpse into a world beyond the typical postcard image of Britain. These are 10 British towns that feel like they're not in Britain anymore, and they're unforgettable. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.